Sets the tone.
And I want to start with the most important thing today.
Yes.
Can anybody guess what it is?
It's your birthday.
No, it's not.
Oh.
But good guess.
Yeah.
It was a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
It's Gabriel's
What
wedding
do I do?
anniversary today.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, is it?
It is.
How come you don't make a big deal about that? Like mine was on the weekend.
Yeah.
But don't
And I was
say
like-
that.
I didn't even
No,
show up.
It's like that Flintstone episode where Barney does something. Oh, I'm sorry. The Flintstones is a cartoon that existed.
Yes, I'm
Okay.
very aware of Flintstones.
You don't. I would have walked in and been, it's my anniversary. No,
Yeah, I found
no,
out through
no.
my wife. She texted me a post. I don't know if you posted or
No, it was
Nancy?
Nancy. Yeah.
Beautiful picture.
Thank you.
So congratulations. I hope it lasts many, many years.
Do we have the photo? We put the photo up?
I can put it up.
You could?
Of course.
What
you
do I
can.
How
do? I
long
give
have
it
you been
to
married?
8 years.
8 years. Good
Yeah.
for you. It's
how do I share this with you? Oh, you're just gonna put it on
You
like
just
that?
wanna put it like that?
Wait,
Show
I
it
don't
to
want
the
to
millions of
There you go.
spectators.
look at that.
Can you zoom in or? No, but it is a very nice picture.
Nobody's gonna see nothing.
8 years, eh?
It's all good.
Oh.
All right. The
Three-
subject for today.
Three little children.
Yes, sir.
Good man.
Yeah, congratulations. But now on to I have some exciting stuff that I wanted to share. Why exciting? I don't know. For some it'll be exciting. For others maybe not. But we were told this week. Gabriel sent you the email about that. But you were at Jay. You were at the event, the Rendezvous Royal
Yep.
Lepage.
Yep.
That now all inventory of listings across Quebec for Royal Lepage will be shared between all Royal Lepage agencies.
All listings.
Do we
will be
understand what I
shared-
just said?
No.
What is the
All listings will be shared between.
Okay, so it used to be through the platform, the Sphere, which is our intelligent CRM.
Mhm.
Huge fan of it. We talk about it all the time.
Yeah.
So in the past, what we were able to do with the Sphere is within the agency, we were able to share our listings with other brokers from the agency. So that would mean, Jay, if let's say you don't have any listings,
Yep.
but I have 20, and I'm okay with it because there is an option for you to not share your listings, but I think it's an advantage. If I would share my listings with everybody else in the agency, you, let's say, could use those listings to promote or to try to find a buyer or spruce up your website
So I'm
through Sphere.
So not to be. So this is like I'm piggybacking off of your.
Yeah. Well, it's giving my vendors, my listings more visibility because you may end up actually promoting it, sponsoring it, showing it on social media, always with the mention that it belongs to myself and the example. But on Monday or last week, Roy Lepage announced that across the province now it's going to be the same thing, but between agencies.
That's pretty cool.
We're excited about this.
I'm very excited
Yeah.
about it. Now, again, I repeat for those that they may feel, well, I don't want to share my listings. I don't want to share with other agencies. I don't want to do the sharing part. That's okay. You don't have to. You go into your Sphere platform.
Would you be opposed to that? I wouldn't. I don't think I'd be opposed to that.
I guess there's really two ways to look at it, right? Either
What's
you
the
kind of
ways?
look at it as the listing broker, as I'm going to be getting a lot more visibility, right? Anybody with a website, my listing will show up, and that's great. Even if somebody else brings their own client to this, it's still my listing. It's more visibility, more chance of purchasing. But you'll have other people saying, oh, I don't want them to get the rewards for the work I put in to get the listing and so on. These are the two worlds I hear. So it depends how you see it.
I have just one question.
Of course.
I want to try to speak English.
Yeah, let's go.
And
You're doing great.
If I don't have if I haven't got a listing,
Yes.
can I take your picture and all information?
Well, not.
Without
Well,
authorization?
I wouldn't use the word take because it's not. It's you can share. So you can
Okay.
share the listings through ads that you may want to run through your platform or your own website through Sphere. Like Sphere is a huge platform that's shared between all brokers and through shared amongst agencies now.
But without
follow.
authorization.
Am I being clear with my explanation? It's a bit
No,
of a-
you're well. I'll answer your question, Gwen. So when you say without authorization, so automatically anybody that has a website with listings on it, with their own listings, there's an option for them to say yes, it could be shared with others, or
Okay.
no, I don't want it to be shared.
And that's very important to
course.
distinguish. You have the right to stop that sharing feature, that option. So that I thought was worthwhile discussing and sharing with everybody. And then
That's
the
as
other
of today.
one,
That's as of today.
that's as of Monday.
Yeah.
We're a couple of days late. What are we today? Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Oh,
We're
okay,
late.
that's
We're
not too
late.
bad. And then the other one is actually maybe even more exciting is that you can actually share now or redirect your leads from Centris. So anybody that inquires
really?
on to your Sphere platform.
Oh, really?
But why would that be an exciting thing? Why would I be excited about that as a broker?
Because you would want everything to be centralized directly on your screen, including your contact base,
Yeah,
and
you're already
it
getting
would
the-
jump in through your automation.
You're already getting it through your email, right? You're already getting it.
No. Let's say
For the leads.
let's say someone inquires on Centris.ca on one of your listings, or they just find you attractive
Yeah,
because you are an attractive
Happens.
guy, and then they go and they want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
So now, how do you get these leads right now? If they go through Centris, and how do you get that
Email.
notification? You get an email.
Yeah.
Or you can have it, I think, connected to your prospect app.
Yes.
Correct me out there if I'm wrong. But the beauty now is that you can have it redirected to Sphere. But why is that great? You mentioned it's
Oh.
centralized into your platform, yes. But I'm more excited about what?
For your database.
For the automation.
I said that too.
No, it's not. You
That
said
was-
automation.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
you get-
centralized.
I
Plus, you can use
apologize.
automation.
We keep getting
sorry.
wrong answers. We look for new
No,
answers.
no, I'm sorry. I missed that. But for the automated part of being able to nurture, so if someone fills out the form, asks you a question, you can have it that they get a communication instantaneously. They don't have to wait for you to actually be out of bed on Saturday morning to write them something or call them or whatever. So, and that's what the program was that last week we did 3 sessions and we explained, you were there, you helped me create the whole thing. It was great. Explaining how to nurture, but use automation to do the nurturing. So wanted to share that with you. And speaking of that training we did last week, I'm adding another date for this coming Friday, the 7th of October from 10 to 12. It's in person.
This is the leads.
The explained. So
Right.
we generate leads for the agency, but how do we do it so that you as a broker can actually
Right.
Do it yourself without participating with the program?
3
And
full rooms. Last week, 3 full
Mhm.
rooms.
We only have already for Friday, because we spoke about it before. We only have 7 spots left. Just so you know.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
and I'm more excited about not the how do you generate the lead, but how do you nurture?
Mhm.
Because that's the hard part. How do you use automation to nurture? So you'll be able to do that with your Centris leads. So it coincides with what we're doing just perfectly. You see?
I gotta say, this is exactly this is the Etienne that we wake up to in the morning. I got an idea. I know how to put it all together. This really falls in line exactly.
Before
with
I
what
continue
we
to
were
my
talking
other
about.
topic, Jay,
Yeah.
what did you say just a few minutes ago when I came to see you in the
I
back?
said my wisdom teeth are finally coming back to normal, and I feel like there's no more anything in my system. Is that
And
what I
no,
said?
no. What did you
What?
say about you? Because I come in and I'm like, hey, we should be doing this and that.
Oh yeah. So essentially, it is do and figure it out as you're doing it. And some days I have to draw the line. I have to say, okay, well, we have to stop it. We have to stop it right here, and we have to go about fixing and putting and implementing to make us go to the next step before we introduce the Christmas party and the all the XYZ. But it's your brain is constantly on fire, and I do appreciate that. I do.
I think you should have this checked out.
I do.
Well,
I do
I like
appreciate it.
I like to be around people that are high energy. To
Yeah.
me, that's driving. It helps staying focused on the objective and not slowing down. I like high speed, fast paced.
Yeah, I
environment.
agree.
I have 2 other things that I think they're going to be great for our brokers. For now, it's for our brokers. But we have yesterday we met with a group of established brokers, experienced brokers, and 2 of them said that they would be willing to do shadowing with newer brokers or brokers that would
That's
feel the
awesome.
need to. And I want to thank Pearl, who's one of our brokers, for those that know Pearl, and Lori especially, and Nancy. If I'm not mistaken, they all said that yes, they would want to shadow or have someone shadow them.
Mhm.
Can you confirm that, Gabriel? Or?
Well, they said it to you, so I'm gonna
Okay.
keep myself.
No,
out
I
of
thought
the,
maybe.
So essentially, what
But
we
they
can
haven't
do
mentioned
is
it before.
We'll,
yeah.
we'll get some of the newer brokers lined up and see who's available and who's willing and who's not just willing but wants to carry through with the movements of doing it. We don't want anyone being let down, of course, with senior brokers. We want to make sure that you're delivering on making good to them, and we'll get a list together of who we can in each office that's available to shadow and carry out with.
And
with
why is that important? When you're going to be doing your real estate course and becoming a broker, one of the things is that obviously you're meeting with us, you're meeting with Gabriel, you're meeting with Jay, Mike. We have our approach. We have different approaches, but there's not 2 or 3 or 5 approaches. There's many approaches. And having brokers, like I mentioned, that have that much experience is, I don't think you can count the value of just sitting with them, just following them, listening to what they say. That's how I started in real estate, by the way. I had a broker.
Who was it?
It was Tom Castle. Actually, so funny. Today, I'm on Green. I'm opening the door to someone that's an older man at a building nearby because I saw he was struggling. And then out of nowhere, his son, Max Castle, which I know very well, he yells because he has a Jeep like you in the top side. He says, "Oh, so you're helping out the Westmount popular." I said, "Of course, I'm everywhere." So talking about Tom, Max's father, he got me to go on appointments. We went to see for sale by owners. We did it all. I just sat in his office and I listened to what he said. How did he handle the phone? And it was great.
Does that still happen?
It doesn't happen
See
as much as
yeah.
No, but that's why we want to bring that back.
Yeah.
And I think it's great that these brokers said, "Yeah, I'm on board. I'm willing to do it."
I love that.
Thank you very much.
I love that.
And lastly, we have Gian Guitar that was on the show a few times, very successful broker that came to me and said, "Look, I want to share my way of doing phone prospecting for sell by owners, expired, straight cold call, and we're going to work something out where we're going to share that with the broker."
Oh, no way.
So I'm waiting for the details.
When did she brought this up today?
No, a few. We met last week, so we're gonna set up the program. I think we're gonna meet on Thursday, and then we'll officially launch it. So if you have any interest for any of these things, reach out to us. If you want to put the phone number, Clement, that'd be great.
Yeah, we did that cold calling video on YouTube, which got some good comments. And I think that's knowing and learning through people that have done it is so much easier and mind calming than just attacking it yourself. So that's really nice she's doing that. That's
well, it gives you an idea of how to start, where to go.
Yeah,
and it's one approach amongst many. Book club. I picked 2 books for everybody to decide.
Okay.
So we have a brand new book by Ryan Holiday. You might remember Ryan. Ryan is a famous author. You may have read some of his books. I really enjoy this author. And he came out with Discipline is Destiny, The Power of Self-Control. Now, one of the things for me is about discipline. I think it's the most important of all when we talk to anybody that has any type of success, that it be in sport or in business. So I'm very interested in this book, and I never read it yet because it's brand new. So if we're okay, if we want to, and
what's the other one?
0 to 1 by Peter Thiel.
It's a good one.
Did you read it already?
I did.
Oh, okay. So,
and
do we have a preference?
I would start with a new one. Yeah, because
So
it's a very known author, so I know that it's probably going to be full of insightful things for sure.
So whoever wants to participate, you could get the audiobook. You don't have to do the actual reading. Nothing wrong with that. And then we're going to set, let's say, by next Wednesday, the 12th, we're going to actually discuss chapter 1. Does that sound like a plan? So whoever wants to be part of it, whoever's watching, reach out or join on the 12th.
Hey, you can join the book club, right? And you can listen to the audiobook while you're doing the running club.
There you
go. On Tuesday.
Jay, how do people join the book club?
If you want to join the book club, you go on your Quad Neuf and register through the button underneath. If you want to register for the running club, we got some actual comments yesterday asking if we wanted to do a soccer club. Soccer club. What was the other one?
Maybe after a few months of running clubs, so we have some cardio.
Yeah, let's start with but I love it because we can't. It's not we can't. We could run mid-winter, but it's not
We're
ideal.
not gonna want to. Yeah,
that's a great idea.
But I mean, the call has been out there, right? And what you wanted to see essentially was: are people willing to? Are people wanting? Are people looking for the pandemic, so on and so forth? And they're there. We've gotten a few of them. So, but for the book club. Up on the Quad Neuf, you'll see that again on Thursday. You'll see that again for the running club on Thursday. Kickoff is, of course, after your turkey dinner on Thanksgiving Monday, to which we are closed. By the way, you'll see that on our social media as well. Running club Tuesday, right here. What's not?
So a topic yesterday we met, well, like I said, we met with a few of our experienced brokers, and the purpose of that meeting was to discuss, to talk, to listen, active listening. It's not something that we talk about that much, but to listen to your, I wrote down, to listen to your clients, listen to your team. It's another thing we discussed, the communication, listening to your kids, listening to your spouse, and then
What?
listening to yourself.
Yes.
Mhm.
Very
Because
important.
it's good to listen to everybody, but then you got to go back to that little voice and say, okay, because it's confusing. If you listen to everybody,
If
you might get confused about what you get as messages, because people have interest, self-interest to fulfill. Not always, but
Mhm.
it's hard to sometimes decipher, well, is this good for you, or is it good for me? Or is it good for both of us?
Who are you serving? Listening to yourself is a hard thing to do when you are trying to reach a high goal. Listening to yourself is hard to do when you really are a people pleaser as well. And I think when you are good at customer service, you are trying to reach people pleasing. Um, but listening to yourself, do you find you've gotten better at listening to yourself as you get older,
Oh,
or do you find
absolutely.
you do? Yeah.
You're more mature, so you have more confidence. You've tried more things. You've experienced or experimented with more things and with different scenarios, and then you start to trust your own voice better.
But you can have the conversation better too.
Yes.
I find.
Yeah. And yesterday was that kind of an exercise. Well, not just with the brokers. It was an exercise that we had with the team, because we on Mondays meet with all the different departments, all the different team members, and it's something that we talk about all the time. We have to listen to the feedback. We have to just pay attention to the clients, to the team, to the kids, to the everybody. I say kids because kids, I if I go with my personal experience, but you have kids, you don't have kids yet,
No.
you have kids. But what do we take the time to listen to them, even if they don't sometimes make sense? Do we take a minute to try to say, okay, what are you saying, and slow it down? And
I really try. Last few days probably not, because we've had a lot going on here. But you kids will make you feel guilty in real good ways.
because it's not about the quantity of time, even if it's a quick conversation before you leave, or at night before they go to bed, just to have that few minutes of
Yeah.
deep focus on what they're saying or what they're trying to communicate. I say trying to communicate because my kids they don't talk yet,
Mhm.
but they're just looking in their eyes.
Yeah.
For my William, who's 3 months, he's not obviously can't communicate, but so it's an exercise in itself to just always be trying to go back and think and listen deeper to whoever you're with.
We have a question that came in, but before I say that, I want to add a statement to what you said, because now we're talking about communicating.
Yep.
But I think also because you kept saying people pleaser, or right, take care of them and so on. And I've realized, and I know you do too, because your morning routine's on point, is that if you don't take care of you first, you won't be able to take good care of anybody else.
That's a great point.
That's been
And it
often
starts with the
brought
morning.
up too, right?
And it starts
it's
with the
very
morning.
true.
100%.
If you don't start the day off correctly by taking care of yourself, and that means for me also taking a bit of time for you every day. Doesn't mean that there has to be hours of, but just a minute, 5 minutes, an hour, whatever you need or think you need.
Mhm.
Very important. I'm happy you brought that up.
Thank you.
What's the question?
The question we got from Maria is, do you agree with this statement? The client is always right.
The client is not always right, but does that matter in the end? You still have to listen to what they're saying, because why are they saying? You have to listen in a deep way to, well, try to understand what makes them say what they're saying, even if it's not right. And how can I, in a perfect world, come to some kind of a position where I can fulfill any type of request or need or complaint or feeling, or they might be saying something but meaning something else, and they don't even know themselves. Now I'm going a bit deep into.
No, but that's essentially what a lot of what it is, right? I mean, when you're talking about the sale of someone's house that they've been at for 25 years, they've raised their children, they're kind of in touch with what they want to be doing. They're not really in touch with where they're going to be going. So there's little road bumps where they don't really where they can't explain themselves. They just don't know where to find the words because they've never had to put it into words before.
And that I would say, but there's different levels. So that could be on the surface,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But why are they selling? What's their deep meaning of
Yeah.
the why? Like we don't know. And
Yeah.
often we don't ask. We don't go deep enough as to, well, I want to sell for this price. Oh, okay. And then we move on. But why do you want to sell? You don't annoy the client, but you need to try to figure out the why in a deep level. We spoke about the 7 whys. Remember? And it's the same with people. It's the same with pretty much listening to, well, why do you feel this way? Well, I feel this way because it makes sense. Well, okay, but it makes sense to you based on what? And you, if you dig deep enough and not react badly because the client is saying something that you think, well, that doesn't make sense, and well, then maybe you'll figure out and be able to solve the deeper why. And if one person feels a certain way, most probably there's more than one. You know,
Usually.
And it's just that person took the initiative or has the courage to verbalize.
And again, it doesn't essentially always come from it. Like we have to remember, it doesn't come from a bad place. I find the more I talk with people about, I mean, even with you, I mean, they'll be
a bad person.
No. But what I'm saying is that we will have our agenda for the day, for the week, pretty much full, but we'll have to get things from each other. But we'll have to make the extra effort consciously to not go to a place where it's going to be like, I mean, we never butt heads. We don't think we will butt heads, but I'm saying we don't want to get to that place because it can be misinterpreted as something that it's absolutely not. So conversing is right away. Yeah.
And to add a final point, actually, because this is such a known expression, right? The client is always right. And you said a great point. I'd say to add on to that, the best way to be able to help a client is that to realize that they think they are right, whatever they say, whether it sounds rational, irrational, and so on. They do believe, honestly, in their heart, genuinely, they believe that they're right. So your job is to try to understand why they think they're right. And by doing so, most of the time, you can find a solution much more than if you just listen to answer.
Yeah. It sounds easy to do,
of course,
but it's extremely hard because you're being, I don't like the word, but attacked, or you may feel attacked is because you're the one providing the product or the service, right? So if someone criticizes it, it sometimes can be hard to not have the emotions bubble up and then react and not have the maybe the calmness to go deeper and to go and try to better understand, as you say. I'm
going to take the Gabriel approach, which is it's all good.
It's all good.
It's all good.
It's all good.
I wanted to talk about something else, but I see that we're running out of time. I'm going to keep it for the French version. And I want to thank everybody. I want to just remind lastly about what's the purpose of this show. The purpose is to help. It's to share. It's to go through the things that we talk about, what our challenges are as self-employed people or as business owners, as real estate brokers. We all go through the same problems, but we explain it in our own way. And so the more ways we can explain how we solved it or how we found the solution, then the better maybe we can help you or whoever's watching. And it doesn't mean that we know all the solutions to every problem. It just means that whatever we faced as a challenge, we were able to sometimes come up with a solution, and we want to just share it.
Yeah. I think we did good today. I think we did
very happy.
You know, from the morning until now, a lot of things happened. So I think that was very good.
So with that, we'll see you in a few minutes for the French version.